Oh, yeah. Woo! Home run, baby. I finally achieved the bonus. This is basically my inner thoughts episode, basically. We're back to MLB The Show Challenge of the Week. And it's Christian Yelich and Pablo Lopez. And someone got over 4 million. Go over, I think, 40 million points or something like that. So, yep. They definitely had a lot of combos or to something to be able to do that. I don't think they're cheating. That's a good one right there. It's a good start right there. First pitch, first hit. Hope I might be able to get to the top, get up my record though. But the whole purpose is to me playing challenge of the week is to see how far I can go and try to break my record as a result. However, one of the things I don't always like is you can't hit ground balls, otherwise you're not going to get a lot of points. They measure the points by how high the ball goes in the air. So that is something that I have to take into consideration. But it's still a challenge that I like, none the same. Also, if you guys like my MLB Show content, don't forget to like, subscribe, even comment, because it helps with the algorithm. And before anyone says that you're about blaming the algorithm, don't. Because the algorithm on YouTube isn't always their fault. It's sometimes yours. And that's a good one. Gone. Bonus achieved, baby. Let's go Yelly. So I got over 15,000 points already. And I'm already in All-Star difficulty. I always do dynamic difficulty when you play MLB The Show. Because you start rookie, then the highest you can go is, I think, legend. And that was a hard miss. I would like to get 100,000 points if I could. I mean, that would be interesting if I can get that much. There we go. That's a line drive, and that's over his head. And that's over 19,000 points. I'm climbing through the rankings. And I did not do well, and I missed. And I was slow, and I went under it. So that results in the first out. There's 3 outs a session of it. But if you stay in the same hitting session with just 1 out sessions, you get a higher chance for points depending on the challenge of the week. And that's a hit. Also, fun fact, Christian Yelich used to be a Marlin. He was part of the Marlins organization, and he made his debut with them. But the Marlins thought it was a great idea. Like, we're not doing good, and we want to save money, so let's get some prospects. But I trained Christian Yelich to a very, very known team that has good prospects, which was the Milwaukee Brewers, who he's currently with. And he had an MVP caliber season, and as a result, not a bonus, he ended up becoming one of the most dangerous hitters in baseball. I guess Milwaukee fans are like, thanks, Florida, and I just swung and a miss. This is definitely not my type of at bat here. Okay. Christian Yelich is an outfielder as well. He was also part of the Brewers' 10-base playoffs, but one year he hurt his leg. I think he broke a bone, and he had to miss the rest of the season and the playoffs, which happened in 2019 because there was a guy in the outfield who misjudged the ball, and as a result, ended up costing the Brewers the playoffs against the Nationals. And the Nationals that year, they ended up winning the World Series for the first time in their entire franchise history. Kind of reminds me when the Rangers finally did that in 2023. Ranger fans for life, comment below your favorite team because I'd like to hear from him. I mean, I know there's some Astros fans in my comment section, which cool beans. Even though we might have to dig at each other a little bit. There might be some Yankee fans, which I have family that's from New York. And I also got family that actually was Cincinnati Reds fans because of the big Red Machine back in the 1970s. So, a little history for you guys from me. And I didn't become a Ranger fan until 2004 when my dad took me to a Ranger game against the Houston Astros when they were in the National League. The rest is history. Ever since then, my dad made me a Ranger fan in a way. So, that's basically my story. Ever since I got into video games, though, which one of my first video games was Backyard Baseball 2003, along with High Heat Baseball 2001, and Triple Play Baseball. Those were the 3 games on top of my list that I started getting into. I never got into MLB The Show till about 2-3 years ago, I think. And because I've been watching a lot of guys play MLB The Show, which include Dunbar Snack Bar, for example, Dodger Films, later on Fuzzy, and even TD Barrett. Those are just some of those guys out there that are known for their MLB Show content. I will admit, I'm doing it on a Switch right here, and I know there's some people that might get on to me because like, oh, you're playing on the Switch. All I can say is, I'm not going to be on the Switch next year when I play MLB The Show. I'm going to be on a different console. That is not, it's either the Xbox or the PlayStation 5. Now, on one hand, though, PlayStation is, for some, is where it's at because that's where a majority of the people would go due to, like, exclusives and even more challenges that are exclusive to PlayStation. Others, however, would say go to Xbox because they also are known for other games outside of just MLB The Show. So, if you guys want to know why I should do that, you guys give me your thoughts. I mean, I always say comment a lot, but here's the truth. I like seeing comments. I love reading them, and however, if you're a person that's trying to do business, don't do it in the comment section. Do it. Just give me a business email that's in my description of my channel. And now that's a Christian Yelich, who's surprisingly doing well. I'm already over 70,000. I'm on Hall of Fame difficulty. I just noticed. So, see that, and good eye. I think someone got over 100 or 1,000 multiplier. That's how they're able to be so good. There we go. That was a good line drive too. Oh, 82,000. I think I broke my record there, baby. That's foul. But at least I was able to stay alive. The only downside hitting foul balls are then added strikes to your thing. You don't have any like LDAP extra multiplier because of that. They only do count fair balls in the air. And I didn't go. Claws up. Woo! That because I let 5 balls go outside the zone. And they didn't call strikes. And there we go. That's a deep fly ball right there. I did it! I passed 100,000! Yes, I finally did it! And I'm on legend difficulty. Oh my word. Okay, I'm happy now. And I missed. But guys, oh my goodness. I finally did it. Got past 100,000. That's impressive. You know what? Why not do one more and have fun with it? I achieved every single thing I've accomplished so far. Although winning an MLB Show Challenge of the Week, that's impossible for me because they take a long time to do, and due to my schedule and everything, especially with work and everything, I don't always have that time to do that. That's sometimes why I don't edit as much sometimes, because I don't always have the time to do that. And no, I'm not getting an editor because I do have my own style of things. But also, though, unless YouTube becomes a full-time job, I'm not gonna have the top-tier editing, which that's gonna take some time to do. And also, the other thing is, though, especially when it comes to MLB The Show, there's a lot of people that play this game, like a lot. And in my personal thoughts, when it comes to MLB The Show 25 is better than MLB The Show 24 by a mile, because they actually listen to some of their audience. They also add some very cool programs like Moonshot Challenge, which I was actually able to play that, and also I was able to easily get used to the game pretty quickly. Now, people might say, oh, you play at rookie difficulty. Well, when you play Moments or anything, you get to play Veteran and All-Star. And I have not played GOAT, which is the newest hard difficulty. But that might change in the future. Who knows? And I've also been enjoying, just making the Do Perfect challenges, which I haven't done in a while because I haven't had to have motivation to do those challenges. And I actually already finished the one challenge with Do Perfect characters that I made. The 5 guys to Do Perfect. Tall guy, Cody. Bearded guy, Tyler. The twins, Kobe and Corey. And Purple Hoser, Garrett. I created all those guys, and I created Sparky as one of the guys, and those guys are very awesome. I actually met them IRL. Well, Garrett haven't really talked to him that much because when I was there in the prison break battle, he was doing his own thing. When I was at the second video where I was trying to audition for be the new host of Wheel Unfortunate, Garrett was on another business trip out of town, so it was something related to what Dude Perfect was doing. It was Barney FC, that's the soccer team that Dude Perfect part owns with JJ Watt. So that's just the more you know about Dude Perfect. They are a business oriented group of people that is also entertaining for other people. And they also getting sponsorships left and right, whether it's with Warner Brothers, Disney, and even MLB The Show themselves, which is why one of my biggest videos has been missed the first time, but not the second time, when I was playing their Dude Challenge of the Week when I was trying to hit a ball almost 200 miles an hour. So woo. That was just something that I had to learn. And multipliers go burr. Okay, so yeah, the more you know. This is basically my inner thoughts episode, basically. You're basically hearing my inner thoughts, and you're basically knowing more about me. That's basically what this video is easily about. And if you guys are enjoying a lot of what I do, thank you. And you guys have subscribed to my channel and commented, thank you. Because that means a lot to me. I mean, some people would go crazy, join, give me all your money, all that. I mean, granted, I get it, YouTube is a job. If you do it right, YouTube can be a job. You just gotta let it flow. And I just realized I'm on Hall of Fame difficulty. Let's see if I can go higher than that again. There we go. Right there. I am now back up to Legend. That's definitely where I belong for now. There we go. Just outside. I'm on 2 strikes, though, so I gotta really watch it. Chris Yellow's already shown a lot of contact so far. Swung too low. No sweat. I'm already at halfway there to my record. Let's just keep calm and just keep going. I wonder what your guys' first baseball game was. I mean, I'm sure you guys probably have a lot of games that you guys played when you were younger. That was your childhood. You guys probably played games that your parents showed you. Or maybe some of you, like me, also played baseball. Because I played baseball when I was in City League. I played a select once, but that was a long time ago. And I've taught this before, I'll say it briefly. I originally quit because I was burnt out from playing baseball. And later on, I didn't think they would have anything for me outside being 16. But there was an 18 and under group. But unfortunately, though, I would never be able to make it into baseball again in terms of City League. Because, one, baseball to me back then wasn't as fun like it used to be. And it was because the atmosphere of the guys I was with, I mean, nothing against the guys. I mean, some of them were good, cool guys. Others were not so nice. Some of them basically weren't as motivated to play the game like I was. And not everyone's the same way. Sometimes you hit a point where you play baseball, you're just doing it because your parents want you to, or you're just not as focused into the game. You're more focused on just talking about high school life, guy stuff and all that. And I really messed up there. I was trying not to do that, but I was trying to do a check swing, and I just went right through it. Didn't home run that one. That was pretty surprising. You know what? I know I said the last one, but another one. Another one. Let's do this. Want to end on a high note, because I know that it's impossible for me to get into the top 100. You get rewards if you get into the top 100. But I'd like to try. Just try to... And I got under that one. So pop-up. First pitch was a pop-up. Just gotta really watch it right where I need to. There we go. Now we start getting a little deeper. Like a deep fly ball right over that fence. There is something else I'm gonna address as well. Recently, I was actually affected by some storms, not tornadoes, but electric storms. I had brownouts where part of the electricity affected my room, and even a blackout, which affected me. And ever since then, though, the Wi-Fi in my room hasn't really been the same. And as a matter of fact, it has affected not only me, but it's also affected my friends as well whenever I do stuff with them. And it's very frustrating. Now, I know it's not something to complain about because it's very common for even YouTubers like myself to actually be able to struggle with Wi-Fi and struggle with technical difficulties. It's one of the most relatable things that I think a lot of people could actually deal with, because some people have other things to do. Like Wi-Fi, especially where I work, is important because, well, my phone almost went off there. Wi-Fi is important there because you have to work on the cash register. You got to work with, a lot of the technical stuff. And at my job where I work outside of YouTube, I'm one of the very tech savvy people out there. And I'm not bragging about that. That's literally what it is. Some of the people I work with don't always have the knowledge of technology like I do. And also some of them struggle with that. And that's okay. I mean, I think some people do struggle with technology a lot. And also Thoughtless Corn, if you guys like the band Corn. All right. Are you ready? Yeah. It's very cool. Oh, whoa. How did I miss that? I went too low. That was on me. I went too low. Let's try this again. Just gotta keep hitting the ball. Just hit the ball and crush it. Whew. I'm sure by now some of you guys probably have been watching the news about the weather, which is why I brought it up about my Wi-Fi situation, because the weather can be a bit of a pain. I mean, I also noticed Wi-Fi went out to people all over the world, not just me in Texas where I reside, but also people outside of the countries as well, and even some people I think Canada, I think, are struggling with Wi-Fi as well. So a lot of people have gone through some struggles, especially when it comes to Wi-Fi. But enough about that. I'm sure you guys probably heard enough about that. I mean, welcome to my life. I'm 29 years old and want to make YouTube a full-time job, but I also have to accept the reality of life, because not everyone will ever be successful in being full-time on YouTube, and not everyone's will be successful at the jobs they reside in, and they have to go somewhere else. That's just part of life. Now, keep in mind, though, I've done jobs before, though. Like, one of the first jobs I had was a tax runner for a cycle center. Another job I had was being an umpire for baseball. Personally, I don't like umpiring for sports anymore in general because it kind of got ruined. And also, I actually I worked with people with special needs or those with autism. Also, for example, I've also volunteer worked at Vacation Bible School. I did a lot of my life. But still to this day, though, the biggest achievements that I've accomplished was not job related, but actually was being involved in a video with Do Perfect, Prison Break Battle. I know, talked about before, or in past videos. And sometimes, however, is that one moment that changes your life forever. And I want to be able to one day work with some big YouTubers, collab with them, be involved in production as in the future. But until then, God has me where He wants me for the time being, and I'm going to trust His direction. That's just part of life these days. As a Christian, which I am, by the way, sometimes the biggest thing you have to accept is life does bring some challenges, but God is in control, and he will be there, and he will never leave you, nor will he forsake you. That's just part of life. Whew, man. This is definitely my inner thoughts episode, because I'm literally being very deep and open with you guys. And there are things I will not really go into, especially on this channel, which I'm going to say right here, no politics of any kind. I'm trying to avoid politics as much as possible when it comes to my channel, because this isn't a political channel. I try to avoid that type of stuff. And I also, while I do know some people I know that do that, that's their thing, that's cool. And they also know that people love to get into that talking niche of politics, regardless where they go. That's just not what I am. So anyway, they know this is part of life. People, anyway, look, Chris Yelich is really going good so far, and he's even got almost going to my record. Okay, just staying alive, barely staying alive. Doesn't need less than 12,000, actually 13,000 points to go. And I'm going in chopper mode, and I need to get more, well, air mode. Kind of like that. Foul. Wow. Whew. That was a hard foul ball. Had it been fair, it probably would have been a lot over 90,000. There we go. Yeah, easily over 90,000. Everything is going very well. Oh my word, I totally jinxed it. Okay, I jinxed it really bad. Whew. There we go. Line drive and more. 95,000. All right. And whoop. There we go. Two deep fly balls in a row. And I am at my record. Oh, I pretty broke it. Oh yeah! Woo! Home run, baby! I finally achieved the bonus. I am breaking my record, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And fair. All right. Things are looking up for me. Finally looking up for me in the right direction. And I was fouled. That was like, it hit the corner. So it wasn't outside the zone. I just got on top of it. That was not good. And sheesh. Whew. They throw a lot of pitches in the game with pitchers. Sweeper, curve, slider, two-seam, four-seam, change, circle change, palm ball, knuckle curve, slurve. That's just a lot of pitches. And every time I hit the catcher with a foul ball, I hear a crash sound right there. So that's awesome. Okay, looking good. And okay. All right, there we go. Popped it foul. Hall of Fame mode so far. The highest I got to the second highest to legend. Fouled off again. If this is a real thing, by the way, where they do these challenges a week and a player can spends, like maybe it's a minor league prospect or something, and they spend a day going as high as they can, and people actually put in their predictions, and then the winner of it, the closest to it, the winner of the exact prediction gets some small cash. It'll probably be something to try. I mean, I highly doubt it, though. I mean, I have to work, but if MLB The Show could do it, that would be nice. And that was pretty good. Hit 2 home runs. All right. That was pretty good. I'm going to go check on the ranking, though. Hold on. Wow. I mean, that didn't really do too much. I'm in the top 4,000 at least, which is absolutely nothing because you got to get like millions in order to get up here. But hey, it is what it is. If you guys enjoyed, like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends about these videos. I'll see you next time. God bless you, rock. Don't forget it.